I believe that change is life-giving. When change is set in motion, you can go through a sort of death, and that's good. It's good to die and be reborn. Old versions of me are dead or dying, and I try my best to welcome that. I want to change and shift just like the seasons. I don't ever want to stay the same. Part of committing to this life, to my short time here on earth, is to allow myself to go through the grueling process of decay and the growing pains of rebirth as many times as is necessary. It's easier to assume that the earlier renditions of me were misinformed or not being true to who I am. It's easy for me to judge previous versions of myself for not knowing what I know now. But an earlier version of myself is actually the one who informed who I am now. And she was always making choices out of love for herself and the people she loved the best way she knew how, with the knowledge and wisdom that she had at the time. So I guess you could say, I really don't believe in having regrets about the paths we take in life. I don't believe that there is a getting it right or even a set destination. It's just simply allowing yourself to be in the winding, changing, evolving journey back home to what is true for you. I'm so excited for this next season of life. So much is happening. I have only ever lived in the city, but in just over a week, I will be living in the country for the first time in my life. Jake and I decided a few months ago that it was time for us to finally leave the city and find a place close to nature. We've been talking about it for years, and it finally felt like the right time. We started our search for our home in January, and by mid-March, had found the one. We now have about 10 days before we move into our cabin in the woods. I have longed to be closer to nature for so many years. I used to think that the city had it all: opportunities, community, entertainment, excitement. I used to love living in the city. But the older I've gotten, the harder it has been to ignore the pull in my heart to live a slower lifestyle in deep connection with nature. Jake and I have both had a longing to find a place that felt like home, that would inspire us, our artistry, and our creativity. And we finally found it. I wish I could say that I have felt 100% confident about our choice to leave the city. But throughout this whole process, I have felt so much doubt and extreme ebbs and flows in my confidence around our choice. The truth is, this has brought up a lot of fear in me, a lot of insecurities around such big change. As much as I love nature, am I cut out to live in the country? How do I really feel about the extreme quiet, the dark? Not to mention, we've lived in the same city for the last 10 years and have made so many memories here. Will we miss it? When I get quiet and listen deep down, I have this inner knowing that it is the right move. I feel that despite my lack of confidence at times, I will absolutely love it. I feel myself having to muster up a lot of courage to take this big step. I know now that fear will simply be my companion in this season of life. It can be a teacher for me. Instead of running from the things that frighten me, I'm learning that the only way to find the things that are most fulfilling for my soul is to fully embrace my fear and trust the deepest knowings in my heart and soul.